Today on the 3-Minute Mentor, we're actually going to answer a question I got from Twitter. Here was the question. It said, coming straight out of college, what can I do to get an interview to get hired? A suit and a resume doesn't seem to be enough. So let's explore the interview. Thanks very much for the question. Actually, I'm going to take the next 2 episodes of the 3-Minute Mentor to try and answer. I'm going to really break the answer into 2 parts. The first part is about preparing for the interview, and the second part, which I'll do next week, is really about what to do on the interview day. So let's start with preparing for the interview. And there really are 3 things you need to get right. The first of those is your resume. Now, it may seem really obvious to everyone, but get a professional looking resume. It says a lot about you. And if you can't do one, you don't have the skills, find someone who does from an agency or maybe a friend. Now, focus in your resume on what you've delivered, what you've achieved. People like to see outputs, not titles. Titles don't mean anything. Outputs and achievements are really what we look for. If you're early in your career and you haven't done much, think about what you did when you were at school or college, community, maybe the paper round, the job in the pet shop. Really try and connect the experiences you got doing those things to the real world job you'd like to get. Make sure someone else reads your resume. Doesn't always need to, but sometimes they see things that you don't in what you've done. And finally, when I apply for a job, I really rewrite the resume to make it really make sense for the particular job I'm going for. Second thing to focus on is the company you're actually going to work for. And my suggestion is do some research on that company. Now, you can get a lot of information off Google, if they're a public company, off their annual general report, and even off their website. Try and work out what matters to them, what initiatives are important to them. If you find the chairman or the CEO's report within the public report, the annual report, you actually find them identifying what those initiatives are. Read the paper in the morning of your interview, both the business and the local paper. Check if they're in it and see if you can find a way to ask a question that might be relevant to a story you find. And finally, when you know who you're being interviewed by, write down a list of questions that make sense in the context of those people and their role within the company. Finally, prepare yourself. You've got to get yourself in the right frame of mind. It's not about being desperate. It's about being keen, and believe it or not, we can see the difference. Dress appropriately for the role. For most professional jobs, it's about dressing smart. You can rarely overdress, but you can offer underdress. And finally, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I someone I would hire? Well, the bottom line here is most employers are not looking for candidates, they're looking for team members and colleagues. Give yourself the best chance by being the most prepared you can be.